It looks like we are. Now, I'd like to see how long it lasts. I had to reconfigure the USB and hopefully, because I had a hub that was pulling too much power from the laptop, so I spread it over to something else. And hopefully, let's just hope. This whole thing is held together with tape and glue.
What a fucking liberty.
Exactly.
What a fucking liberty.
Couldn't resist. Fucking Nan! What a fucking liberty! Stupid tech. Anyway. Let me see. Okay, let me just check. I'll share the links again. As you fucking do. Oh my god, this fucking nightmare. Twitter or the .com. Am I streaming? 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 Will it last? Will it last? Am I streaming? Let's test this thing. Taya's losing her mind. Taya's losing her mind. Woohoo! Nah, let's just test. Okay, it's working. Given that there's now 4 streams, I'm not sure anyone's going to find me. But let me just... Oh my god. This stupid shit. Hate technology. If I had my time again, I would not work in this business. You're seeing there's a window into the little window into the frustrations that go behind with, you know, doing things. Like some people, this is what annoys me about people who just, you know, think that just because there's filters on a phone and that it's easy to do it on a phone, and, you know, admittedly, that's true, okay? But I think people don't understand like how complicated a lot of this stuff is, and also like you could just do it on a phone, and like things are getting. Maybe I'm just old school. Maybe I'm just out of touch. But I like to do things the right way, and it overcomplicates everything. But it gives me a greater appreciation for like people who work in like TV shows. Like we're watching Stranger Things and stuff, and when you make stuff. And this is linked to the DMCA that I was trying to talk about, but I think I might do that tomorrow instead because it's cactus now. I'm just going to rant because there's a good chance this stream will cut off. So I'm just checking. So anyway, let me just post the links first. Hang on, before I do anything, let me just post the links so that everyone knows. Okay, where's the links? Hang on. Sorry, I've got a big vertical monitor here, so I'm looking up for that. That's what I look up at, by the way. 1 second, let me just get the so it seems to be going okay this time. I'm hoping that the computer holds up. If it does, then we're in business. I think it was because like one power alone is not enough, and so putting the power in the monitor and making it USB 3, that gives the computer 2 sources of power, but then distributes the power to, if I use the monitor ports as a hub as well, it takes a lot of the drain away from the battery on the computer. So I'm hoping that will work better. Let's hope, because I really don't want to have to buy a new computer. Oh my god. Anyway, let me get the links. So where are we? Not showing. Okay. Are we going? No. Pause. Okay. I'm just trying to get my links. Where are we? Okay. YouTube link. Let me just get the link, and then the sound will come on with me talking, which is stupid because I do that, turn that off, get the link. Okay. It's a bit manual. You know, like it is actually a little bit annoying because people don't appreciate what goes into things. Let me just give the link to Janelle. There we go, just in case. There we go. Well, this has been an epic disaster, hasn't it? I've spent the whole week. This is what happens. You get the lighting right. I mean, it's still not quite there. You know, I'm still adjusting colours and all that sort of stuff and the lights. But, you know, my hair's a bit too shiny for the fucking... See, look. Anyway, it's a bit crap. Need a haircut and colour. I haven't had a chance to do it. But I spent all this time, like, I just got everything perfect. And then you're like, oh, yeah, okay, laptop should fail. How's that sound? Cool. We good? Okay. What are we going to fuck up today? Let's fuck something up, shall we? Okay, let's do that. Let's do it 5 times in a row so you can't stream. Cool. And then you'll lose track of everything you wanted to talk about and you look like a fuckword. That's what this is. But also, it gives you an appreciation. Like we're watching any show that you watch, like especially something like Stranger Things or something where the production values are really good, or you're like a comedy special or anything. And you find yourself appreciating all of the things that go into making. Like that's why there's 100 people like on a film and on a film crew, because you got so many things that are just specialist things like lighting and color grading and sound and all of that stuff, lighting, the studio setup, the staging, the framing, the camera work, everything. I'm just trying to do like one talking head that like has a sort of aesthetic to it, and like that's like you got to calibrate. I haven't calibrated the sound. I don't know if it's any good. You got to do all this fucking shit. Anyway, it's a lot of moving parts, and it can be replaced with a smartphone. So good job. It's good to know. Whatever. Anyway, but it's the same thing. Like when there's the Photoshop and those things. They're I've been using them since the beginning, and they still have a role to play. Like AI tools are getting more and more sophisticated, but at the same time. Okay, so I think it looks like we might actually be lasting, and it looks like the battery might not be draining. But that's all right. So let's hope for the best. If we do, I will start to talk about that. Let's just watch the video again. Let's watch the video again. Let's try. Because that seems to be where it's failing, and it might be because I'm sucking the GPU and it's sucking the battery. So let's test it again and see if we can get through the whole video, hey? How's that sound? All right, let me interact. Stupid OBS. Fucking stupid. I need a producer. Whatever. Okay, here we go.
Hello, are you I'm trying.
I have an earpiece. Look.
You're not gonna be.
There's one behind you.
Oh man, crash and burn.
Too bad, Corey. Guess that makes me the winner.
Let's see how we go.
Temporary winner. I've been holding back. I've been giving you a break just so you get the hang of it. But now it's time to teach you a little respect.
Right. But it'll have to be next time. It's almost 4th period and I do not want to get caught in here.
But Jenny, hold up. Look, I brought a disc and we could copy this, okay? And we could play it on my brother's computer.
Okay, no problem. All we gotta do is... Whoa.
Are you sure you know what you're
Should I dance again? I think I'm going to dance again.
Did I hear you right? Did I hear you saying that you're gonna make a copy of a game without paying? Come on, guys. I thought you knew better. Don't copy that floppy.
Well,
Wait a minute. Who the heck are you anyway?
yeah. And what are you doing on our computer?
I'm your MC, double dab. DP, that's the disc protector. For you and the posse, that's the artists, writers, designers, and programmers that work up the images for games and grammar that let you learn, but also play the game you came here for today.
It's really cool.
Now I know you love the games, and that's
The
all right.
kids love hip hop.
The posse who makes them, they love them too. But if you start stealing, there's no more they can do.
But I just wanted to make one copy.
You say, I'll just make a copy for me and a friend. Then he'll make one and she'll make one, and where will it end? One leads to another, then 10, then more. And no one buys any discs from the store. So no one gets paid and they can't make more. The posse breaks up and that closes the stores. Don't copy that floppy. So let me break this down for you. No
Break it down.
Oregon Trail.
The kids love breaking it down.
Not because we want it,
Dancing like this.
taking it, disrespecting all the folks who are making it. The more you take, the less there will be. The discs become fewer, the games fall away. The screen starts to shrink and then it will fade. Programs fall through a black hole in space. The computer world becomes bleak and stark. Loses its life and the screen goes to dark. Welcome to the end of the computer age.
Keeps going.
Let that happen to your chances to explore parts of the new age tucked behind the doors of your minds. You're the posse of the future, and you hold in your brain things never thought of before. And in time, you'll teach us so much more. That's why I'm here and what I'm fighting for. Don't copy that fluffy. Now let me introduce you to some of the team. They'll explain a little more about what I mean.
The game I just finished working on is called Neverwinter Nights, and it's an online version of a Dungeons & Dragons game. Different people around the country can sit at their computers and play this game together. A team of people will contribute different parts. The graphics people will do the pictures, the sound people will do the sound or the sound effects or the music that you hear, and the programmer actually ties all that together to make the complete game.
By the time you add up all the people that are involved in creating an application, you'll end up with as many as 20 or 30 people.
It's fun work. It's challenging work. I get a thrill out of seeing something actually working, something that I put together. And when it actually starts to work, you may hear me yelling down the hall, it's working, it's working.
There are great advantages to owning the original piece of software. For example, there'll be documentation and manuals that'll come with it.
Normally you have instructions. You also have warranties. You also have, in some cases, upgrades if there are upgrades.
We're available to you. You can call us on the phone and we'll answer your questions that might come up about the software. Any kind of technical support you might have or need, we'll be there to help you.
If people keep stealing the games, the company makes less money, and therefore it may not want to make new games.
So we might say, well, that didn't sell very well. They don't like it. We won't make any more of those.
As a result of that, a tremendous amount of money and revenue is lost by the computer industry from this happening.
Although the licenses may vary, the law is very simple. The copyright law says that when you buy a piece of software, you can put that software on one computer, and that's it. You can make a backup copy of the software, but you can't give that backup copy to a friend, and you can't put it on another computer. Every program that you buy, that's one program for one computer.
Can we just take a moment to celebrate this dude's mullet game? It's impressive, isn't it?
We need you to be a part of our team also. The team of people who design and create the games are excited about the prospects for the future. And if you purchase your software instead of getting it illegally, you help make that future possible.
You see, on these discs we have frozen in time the creativity of someone's mind. Do you think just because with the flick of a key you can copy that game that the work is free? This creativity we protected by law. We value so highly what the mind's eye saw. Don't copy that floppy. Right thing, it's really simple for you. The copyright law, it will tell you what to do. Buy one for every computer you use. Anything else is like going to the store, taking the disc and walking out the door. It's called thieving, stealing, taking what's not yours. Is that really where you want your life to go?
Oh, it keeps going, by the way.
I don't think so. Don't copy that floppy.
Now wait a minute, man. Let me get this straight. You're telling me that I can't even make a copy of this science program just to use it at home? That's bogus. Everybody does it. Those big companies have lots of money. This one copy's not going to hurt them.
Hold up. I think I know what they're trying to say. It's like, well, you know I love computers. I might want to be a programmer someday. Now, if I spend a whole year working on a really cool game or science program, I know I wouldn't want a couple kids like us making all kinds of free copies, because then how do I get paid?
But they can't stop people from copying. It's too easy.
Yeah, it might be easy, but it's still against the law. And hey, I'm too young for a life of crime.
Oh, right, like I'm a criminal.
Well, if the shoe fits.
Say you see a game you like and you really want to try it. Don't copy that floppy, just go to the store and buy it. Think of it this way, okay? When you buy a disc, you're saying to the team, we respect what you do and what you're working for. We'll keep up our support so you can make us some more. We'll do the right thing and the future will be clear. There will be new programs year after year. Don't copy that floppy. Now you know how the games and the programs are made and what to do to make sure they're not is. It's all up
Sweet
to you.
graphics.
There's nothing more that I can do. The ball's in your court, dribble, shoot, or pass. I'm sure you'll make your decision with class. Don't copy that floppy. See ya, I'm out of here.
Well, that was long. Oh, shit, there's still a minute and a half to go.
Don't even think about it.
Look, I do have some money left over from my summer job.
Hey, you can buy your own game with a manual.
Do you think we have some time left over for another quick game?
Oh, it'll be quick, all right. Won't take me long to beat you.
No way, this time you're going down in flames.
Move over.
Oh, God. All right. Thank you for persevering with that. It looks like we're back on and the computer can handle things again. So that's good. Okay. So I find it really interesting because, again, I was starting to answer Judith's question. But should I start at the beginning maybe? I don't know. Let's just talk anyway. Might do another one, but it was just funny. So I find it really interesting, again, because people don't, like, unless you were sort of on the internet prior to, say, like, that video is from, like, the 80s, so that's, the early 90s, so that's always been a thing. There's all these great public education, public campaign videos about piracy. There's some that I'm not going to play them all. I was going to just keep playing a few, like, retro ones, but honestly, I'm so fucking fatigued right now from all the tech dramas. Fuck this shit. Comically large water bottle. I need it. Put some fucking heroin in it, please. Anyway, so, if you weren't around for this stuff, like okay, so I was talking about the DMCA. Might just have a do-over tomorrow with that because it seems to be like it's all fallen apart and I'm really not entirely sure if this is going to hang on. So what I'll do is I'll just sit here and I'll talk about something else. I'll just talk about old internet shit and rant for a bit about that particular video. See if we get anything out of that. So the interesting thing about that was that corporate America have always claimed ownership. The history here is corporate America have always claimed ownership of things without necessarily, like there's a whole bunch of hypocrisy in that video. First of all, we all know that the entertainment industry has sort of co-opted hip-hop and, I'm all rattled. My Lyrica kicked in. I'm all like, ugh. Anyway, but we all know that there's this cultural appropriation thing where it's just funny because again, I think I don't really have a younger audience, so most of you are around for this stuff, but it was common for a while to have everything with a hip-hop soundtrack, a beat in the back to make it cool for the kids because the kids like rap, and it became so naff, and it was really funny because that video is very indicative of a corporate point of view or worldview about like the new generation. And that was the way, how like boomers and try to reach millennials now, like that was how they tried to reach Gen X and sort of with rap beats and public education videos around this sort of stuff. So it's really funny because they're like, oh, don't steal stuff, but they actually stole all of the fucking, African American music. But anyway, side point. But they actually do make a good argument, which is as someone who makes stuff, and Janelle was just commenting there and chatting, and she's an artist, and as someone who makes things, especially digital things that are easily replicated, and people nick my ideas all the time and nick my stuff, and I've had designs ripped off since the beginning of my career, but I've always been very share and share alike. Like that's where these things have clashed and collided because the internet was built on this idea of sort of share and share alike, or that tip jar, that this idea that if you make it interesting and you make it good and you make it compelling, yes, people will copy it, but there are people that will value that stuff. Patreon was built on that idea, like that whole patron model. Again, thank you to my patrons for tolerating this bullshit. But Patreon was built on that. And that's why I talk about this thing of, like, with double dipping with Patreon. You see this a lot with people who are smashing it on Patreon, making a lot of money, but they're also doing ads. They're also, they've got book deals. They've got other sources of income. And Patreon and those sorts of things, it's kind of taking the piss of that idea, because Patreon was not supposed to be a way for people to give you money in exchange for something. The idea was that the true fans principle, that if you create stuff and people value it, that they'll support you. And so that's why, I get annoyed if I see someone's double dipping. Like, I actually stopped being a patron of Tim Dillon for this reason, which was because I just felt like he's doing well. He doesn't need my money, okay? He doesn't need my money, and he's also doing ads, and he's also selling tickets, and he doesn't provide value for patrons as part of that. He's just bolted it on, and it's just more and more money, and I think that that's not really what it was. It was supposed to replace the ad model, okay, not supplement it. Okay, and that was sort of the intention of the internet. Again, you're seeing this thing happen where, and that's Patreon's a really good example of that, where it wasn't really supposed to be supplementary. It was supposed to replace this corporate ad model. Okay, so because corporations took over the internet and started just tell us what we're supposed to be doing. Sorry, I'm actually like fading now. I might have a do-over tomorrow, but I'm just seeing if it lasts. But this is why, I kind of get, I stop supporting people who double dip like that. Okay. It's one thing if you've got like, a large audience and you just want to make a Patreon to give people additional access and that sort of thing. But again, I'm not saying you can't use Patreon to supplement or to add to other income, but, I don't know. Anyway, that was just a side point. But this is that corporatization. This is that where capitalism has just dominated the internet when the intention was, again, you're seeing this capitalist socialist thing, and you can do a socialist critique of the business model of the internet, which is that, the whole premise of like copyright on the internet and that war on copyright that has happened, the whole argument is based on the idea that people need to make a living and need to get paid. And if people who are creating us are getting their basic needs met, but the thing is, so the interesting thing about that ad is that it was actually sponsored by corporate America. And if you know anything about the sort of big five and the record labels and the movie labels and all those things, is that they're actually quite exploitative of artists. Artists weren't making money, okay, under the old label system. Famous stories, many, many, many stories where, chart-topping #1 artists, are destitute and owing their record label millions of dollars because, for whatever reason. Okay, they've got these exploitative contracts, that billion-year contracts and that sort of stuff, and they own your stuff, and that's the history of all of this, which is that they were using the artists conveniently to guilt people, okay, into not, pirating software. And the same thing, that's happening now with the gaming industry. It's happening, where it's coming out more and more that, that labor is just as exploited as the old record labels. And the internet was supposed to surpass that or bypass that stuff. And that's the history. So I was actually in the first video before everything went to shit, I was talking about the second chapter of the book where I'm writing about how interesting it is when you are present for the events in history that are just listed as an event, like it was no big deal, right? And so you just see this timeline occur where, you've got Actually, I'll share it. It might be an interesting share. So this will not be something that this will not be my best work, okay? Because my Lyrica generally makes me loopy if I haven't eaten lunch, and it's about that time of day and I haven't eaten lunch, so I'm a little bit. But let's have a look here. So let me just get the screen share up. Hang on. Hang on a sec. Where'd it go? It's not. I deleted the scene. Oh, fucking idiot. Okay, hang on a sec. Alright. I won't stay long. I think I'll go. Where's the website capture? That's on there. Hang on. All right, let's get this up. 1 sec. We have to do it in real time. It's good. I don't mind. If you don't mind, I don't mind. Okay, so let's get this up. I'll delete this later. So, hang on. All right. So it's interesting here. So you see a timeline, right? And you see things presented as a timeline. And it's like, it's kind of like, you know, these are major events and these are things where things get rewritten. And I'll actually come back and do this tomorrow because I'm not really feeling it now. But this is the thing. So you don't copy that floppy, which was the video that we saw just now, is 1992, right? So there's always been a war on file sharing online, right? Now, and the lead up here, right? It's just funny how this like, it makes me quite nostalgic as well. So you've got like, so you started to have like wares, you started to have, you know, like September 95, WinPlay, 97, you know, you got Winamp audio player is released, including the ability to make playlists, leading to increased use of MP3 files. AOL, so, you know, so you got up here, you've got like, people were sharing stuff on Usenet, they were sharing on here. It just, you know, there's a real timeline here in the lead up to the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, right? So there's all these events beforehand where, you know, I remember all of this software, Music Match Jukebox, remember? CD ripping software, right? You know, Apple bought the Sound Jam MP and used it as the basis for iTunes. The Rio MP3 player, okay, that little thing, right? And then the DMCA unanimously passed by the US Senate. DMCA provides a safe harbor ensuring that internet service providers cannot be sued for the activities of their users. And then your Audio Galaxy, remember Audio Galaxy? All of this history, but all these things, like there's just this massive story here. And it's just really funny because when you're there for all of it, you see what's left out and you see how when things are just, you know, in a timeline like that, how this rewriting of history happens and people start to take this stuff just for granted, right? Which is, you know, like that it wasn't the plan. Like this was a corporate takeover, okay? This was a corporate fucking hijacking of the internet. Now you could argue that it's always been, you know, a military-backed, US-backed tool. But the idea of the internet you know, mid-2000s when it really, I think it was more like, I think Napster, when Napster hit, all of that stuff that, you know, that is constantly left out. And people who didn't sign up to the internet sort of until, you know, late 2000s and beyond, just take it for granted. Again, it's like capitalism, and so to capitalism, it just works in the background, and you create these ideas that you think are the default, but they're not. Okay, you just don't think about it. Like this corporate takeover of the internet, like this idea that artists just have to make money. The answer is no. The artists can make money. That video was a guilt trip because it's basically, no, we want to make a profit off the back of the artists. The artists don't make money. And that was the thing, right? That was the argument, which was that the internet was a way for artists to actually make money and go direct without this. And these guys actually declared war on that, which was the artist's ability to go direct. and ripping stuff off, and that's going to happen. It's always going to happen. It still happens. There's this main history here, and also with memes and all that stuff. It all just links into this war on copyright. I will answer Judith's question tomorrow because I need to go. It looks like I've fixed my tech problem, so that's good. I'm sorry that I can't stick around much longer, but I've really got to do some stuff. But I will come back tomorrow, I promise. And it seems to be working now, so that's good. Thank God I don't have to buy a new computer. I'm going to go. I'm sorry for all the tech dramas, but I will get ready. And I started to drift, and this is the time when that my Lyrica starts to fuck with me and I can't talk or whatever. So first thing in the morning or later in the afternoon, it's like I turn into a pumpkin for a few hours every day. So anyway, I'm going to go. Thank you for sticking with me if you're watching. I'll leave these up because it's good. People have to see that this stuff goes wrong and how you deal with it and stuff. Makes me a bit more human, I think. I am pretty human anyway, but good to let your fuck ups be there. Anyway, I'm going to go. Thank you. Talk soon. Anyway, let's test some stuff, Yeah, where are we? Let's get a GIF up. Let's do Dolly. Do Dolly's at night. And there we go. All right. I love you. I'm going to go. I accidentally turned that one on. All right. I love you. Thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll do this properly tomorrow. Okay, I've got to go. Bye.